Good morning. Today's class is bridge rectifier. Okay, bridge rectifier. In a previous class, we have seen the operation of half wave rectifier and the operation of full wave rectifier using two diodes, means which is employing a center tap transformer. Okay, and now we are moving on to bridge rectifier. Okay, so bridge rectifier is also full wave rectifier, right? So here, full wave rectifier, okay, full wave rectifier, simply I'm calling it as FWR, okay. Full wave rectifier is classified as two types, okay. First one is full wave rectifier using two diodes, okay. Full wave rectifier using two diodes, okay. This is also called a full wave rectifier using center tap transformer, okay, using center tap transformer, okay. And next one is full wave rectifier using four diodes. Full wave rectifier, simply I call it as FWR, full wave rectifier using four diodes, okay. This is also called a bridge rectifier. Also called bridge rectifier, okay. Here bridge rectifier will be used mostly, okay. When compared to this full rectifier using two diodes, bridge rectifier will be used mostly, okay. ఎందుకని అలా ఉపయోగిస్తాము అన్నది మనము నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ చూద్దాం, ఓకే. సో నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ మనకి ఏంటి అంటే ఫుల్ వేవ్ రెక్టిఫైయర్ హాఫ్ వేవ్ రెక్టిఫైయర్ యొక్క అనాలిసిస్ అండ్ ఫుల్ వేవ్ రెక్టిఫైయర్ యొక్క అనాలిసిస్ అన్నమాట, రైట్. ఫుల్ రెక్టిఫైయర్ యొక్క అనాలిసిస్ మొత్తం మనం చేద్దాం. ఇందులో హాఫ్ వేవ్ రెక్టిఫైయర్ కన్నా ఎందుకు మనం ఫుల్ వేవ్ రెక్టిఫైయర్ ఎక్కువ ఉపయోగిస్తాము అని చూద్దాము. At the same time, when compared to this full wave rectifiers using center tap transformer bridge rectifier, why we are mostly using bridge rectifier than this full wave rectifier using two diodes అన్నది మనము నెక్స్ట్ క్లాసెస్ లో చూద్దాము, ఓకే. సో నౌ ఐఎమ్ మూవింగ్ ఆన్ టు బ్రిడ్జ్ రెక్టిఫైయర్. Yesterday we have completed this full wave rectifier topic, and now we are moving on to this full wave rectifier using four diodes. Full wave rectifier using four diodes, that is bridge rectifier, okay. We will see now, right. So this is a primary, okay. This is primary of a transformer, this is the primary of a transformer, okay. Here I am applying some potential here. I am applying some potential here. Why? Because I have to apply voltage to primary, okay. So primary కి మనం voltage supply చేస్తున్నామండి. Right, and these are primary windings. I am drawing like this. These are primary windings, right. It is supply here, and secondary I am drawing here now, okay. Secondary I will draw here now. Okay, these are secondary windings of a transformer. Of course, I have a core here, okay, a core here, and here I will use four diodes, okay. I will use here four diodes, right. So Okay, I'm using here 4 diodes. See, this is a diode. Okay, and now this is another diode. Okay, and this is another diode here I'm using, and this is another diode I am using here. Okay, is another diode I'm using here, right? And to this diode circuit, I have to place one load kada. So this is load. This is load. I'm connecting load across diodes. Okay, and this is grounded. This is grounded. Okay, this is the circuit diagram for full wave rectifier using 4 diodes. It is bridge rectifier. Okay, I call this diode D1. I call this diode D2. I call this diode D3. And I call this diode as D4. Okay, diodes D1, D2, D3, D4. Right? So I'm applying here voltage. So what will happen? These are the output terminals for transistor. Transformer. These are the output terminals for transformer. Okay. What is the voltage here? What is the voltage here? It is also AC voltage. It is also AC voltage, right? From here to here, I have AC voltage, right? So this is the voltage. Now I'm applying to the transformer, right? I'm applying this voltage to the transformer. Sorry. Rectifier. I said I have told transformer topic to someone. That's why. Okay. So this is the AC supply, right? Likewise, in my previous notations, I call this maximum voltage as ESM. ESM is the maximum value or peak value of secondary voltage. Okay, this is ES. ES means secondary voltage. ESM is the peak voltage of secondary. ESM. Okay. So how my circuit will work? How my circuit will work? Okay. So I'm drawing here the graph between input and output. Okay. So I'm taking this. This is the input of a rectifier, means output of a transformer. This is okay. This is my output of a transformer, and I have to draw output of rectifier circuit. Output of rectifier circuit. Keep in mind one thing. I have to take output here. I have to take output here. Okay. Across load resistance RL. Across load resistance RL, I have to take output. So in blue color, which I am writing here, is the input. Okay. This is the input for rectifier session, and I have to take output here. Right? Output here. Right? So here, quickly, I have to tell you one thing. I have to revise one thing. I'm taking some other color. See, if current flows from anode to cathode, if current flows from anode to cathode, anode to cathode. What does it mean? If current flows from anode to cathode, what does it mean? Diode is forward biased. Okay, diode is forward biased. Right, number one. Number two, since diode is forward biased, the resistance of I can assume it with a short circuit. I can assume it with a short circuit. Okay. Number three, since it is short circuited, resistance is very, very less. Resistance is very, very less. And the fourth point is when resistance decreases, current increases. Okay. When resistance decreases, current increases. These points you have to put in mind. And if the current is from cathode to anode, if current is from cathode to anode, right? What does it mean? What does it mean? The diode is reverse biased. The diode is reverse biased. Second one, if diode is reverse biased, I can assume it with a open circuit. I can assume it with a open circuit. So what about the resistance here? Very, very high. Resistance is very, very high. So what about current? Very, very less. Current doesn't flow actually. Current is very, very less or very low or current doesn't flow, right? So this is the ESM. Okay, this is the ESM, right? ESM means maximum value of secondary voltage which I am applying for the rectifier. Okay, so during positive half cycle, during so this is the input amount. So this is the input for rectifier I'm drawing now. Okay, this is input. So what would be the output? What would be the output? So I am writing output here. So I am writing V naught here. I am plotting V naught on this graph here. Okay, I am plotting V naught here. I am plotting V naught means output voltage, right? See, during positive half cycle, during this positive half cycle of the input, during this positive half cycle of the input, during positive half cycle, what is happening? What is happening? Current is flowing in this direction, isn't it? Clockwise. Current will flow in clockwise direction. So, what is direction of current now? See, current flow like this, positive half cycle kada, current flow like this and reaches this point, and reaches this point. Okay, current will flow like this and reaches this point. At this point, current is divided. Current is divided like this, to this direction, to this direction. During positive half cycle, I am telling. During positive half cycle, I am telling now. Okay. So when current flow like this, what will happen? Here, this is anode and this is cathode. This is anode, this is cathode. This is anode and this is cathode. This is anode for diode and this is cathode for the diode. Now tell me, here at I will take this point now. I will take this point as Okay, Randy, I will take this point X. Okay, at point X, what is happening? What is happening? For diode D2, current is flowing from anode to cathode. See here, for diode D2, current is flowing from anode to cathode. Okay, so what will happen? If current flows from anode to cathode, diode D2 is forward biased. Diode D2 is forward biased. Okay, Randy? Diode D2 is forward biased. Right? Since diode D2 is forward biased, I can assume it with a short circuit. So replace it with short circuit. Replace it with short circuit. Okay, I am replacing it with short circuit. Right? I am replacing it with short circuit. Now, for diode D1, what is happening? Current is flowing from cathode to anode. Current is flowing from cathode to anode. So if current flows from cathode to anode, what does it mean? It is reverse biased. It is reverse biased. So I can assume it with the open circuit, right? So diode D1 is open circuited now. Diode D1 is open circuited now. Okay. Diode D1 is open circuited. So if it is open circuited, will current flow in this direction? No. So there is no current in this direction. So I can erase this point also. I can erase this also. Okay. I am erasing this. So total current which I am getting at point X is flowing through diode D2 only. Diode D2 only. Okay. Diode D2 only. Right. Now at point Y, at point Y, I call this point Y. I call this point Y. Okay. At this point, what is happening? The current which I am getting through diode D2 will come like this, and it will divide like this. Okay. Current will divide like this. Okay. At point X, current is entering here like this, right? And at point X, current is dividing like this. Okay. It is dividing such that some current will flow through diode D3 and some current flow through load resistance Rm. Okay. Now, what is the condition of D3 now? Current is entering into cathode and leaving from anode. Current is entering into cathode and leaving from anode. So at diode D3, direction of current is from cathode to anode. Okay, means again this condition occurs. Cathode to anode. Okay, cathode to anode means what? The diode is reverse biased. So I can assume it with a open circuit, right? So I am open circuiting this diode D3. Since it is open circuited, will this current flow through diode D3? No, not at all. So at point X, total current will flow through RL only, load resistance only, not through diode D3. So I can clear this arrow mark. Okay, so total current is flowing through diode D2 and RL. Okay, and RL. See here, one point, right? The current flowing through load resistance RL will move like this, and at point Z, I call this point Z. Okay, I call this point Z. At this point Z, the current which I am getting through rotations RL will move like this, and at point Z, what will happen? Current again divides like this. Why? Because I have two loops here. So one current branch will want to flow through diode D1, and second current branch will flow through diode D4. But keep in mind one thing, since diode D1 is open circuited, no current flow through this path. So total current will flow through diode D4 only. Diode D4 only. Okay, are you getting me? So I can erase this arrow mark. Why? Because since this diode D1 is open circuit means very high resistance, very high resistance. Current doesn't flow. Current should not flow. So current here doesn't flow. Okay. So total current will flow through diode D4 only. Right? So what about diode D4 now? At diode D4, current is entering at diode D4, current is entering from anode and leaving through cathode. Means current is flowing from anode to cathode. When current flows from anode to cathode, it is forward biased. I can assume it with a short circuit. So I am short circuiting this. Okay, and replacing it with a short circuit path now. So this is short circuit now. This is short circuit now. Diode D4 is short circuited. See here, I am getting one closed path. See, from anode to cathode, current is moving. Okay. At this point, W. At this point, W. Let us suppose this point is W. Let us suppose this point is W. At this point, current again divides like this through diode D3 and this transformer.
The fader film.
So here, keep in mind one thing. Since diode D3 is open circuited, through this path, no current will flow. So total current will flow through this short circuit path only. So I am clearing this. Okay. Okay, Namma? ఇప్పుడు clear గా ఉందా? So what is the direction of current now? What is the direction of current now? See, I will draw with a broad line here. Ganesh, will you mute your speaker? Ganesh, can you mute your speaker?
You know, your fried rice.
For some friend, Ganesh, can you mute your speaker? Mr. Ganesh, can you mute your speaker? 479.
No,
If you don't mute yourself, I will remove from the session because it creates disturbance to everyone. No? So, what is the direction of current? I'm drawing with broad line. So, current will flow like this. Okay. So this becomes positive. So ultimately, this becomes negative. So current must end at this point. Okay. So current will flow through like this. Sorry, current will flow like this, and at point X, it enters through diode D2, and at point Y, it moves through load resistance RL. It moves through load resistance RL, and it will move like this. Okay, and at D4, at point Z, it enters D4. It enters D4. Okay, and at point W, it move like this, and it is grounded, negative. Okay, Randy. So I have a closed loop path here. I have a closed loop path here, right? So this is the path of current. Since this is the total current which is flowing through load resistance RL, since this is the total current which is flowing through load resistance RL, okay. So what is output voltage? Total current into what is total current? This IL is my total current, okay. IL into RL. So output voltage is equal to IL into RL. If you see one thing that this input voltage and output voltage are parallel to each other. Input and output are parallel. If you see, right? Since input and output are parallel, output voltage is equal to input voltage. Okay. So this is the direction of current. So output voltage is equal to total current into resistance, load resistance RL, IL into RL, which gives me this maximum value of the input. Okay. So I'm writing like this. I'm plotting output in red line. Okay. So here you have to make this point. So this is the output. So during positive half cycle, diode D1 and diode D1 and diode D4 are in on condition. Diode D1 and diode D4 are in on condition. Okay, diode D1 on. See here, diode sorry, not diode D4. It's diode, sorry, Amma. It's diode D2 and D4 are in on condition. Diode D2, D4 are in on condition. Okay. So till now, do you have any doubts? Please mention. Mr. Abdul.
कैमरा भी लगा रहे ना
Mr. Abdul, 470. Can you mute yourself? If you don't want to enter the class, please move out. Okay. So this is the condition when positive offset is applied to bridge rectifier. Any doubts? Is it clear till now? Reply one more, sorry. If it is not clear, I can't make you learn this negative half cycle. If any doubts, please speak out. Any doubts? Shall I move? Shall I move to negative half cycle? Okay. So during negative half cycle, so what is the condition? Let us move on to negative half cycle. So during negative half cycle, what is the direction of current, clockwise or anti-clockwise? During negative half cycle, what is the direction of current, clockwise or anti-clockwise? Tell me this point. So these are diodes D1, D2, D3 and D4. Right. So see in the previous positive half cycle, direction of current, I will take some other color to the direction of current previously. So also see here, this is direction of current. Okay, previously. Okay, keep in mind that thing. Okay, previously through RL, current is flowing through RL like this, in this direction, downwards. Okay, keep in mind that thing, right? And now, during negative half cycle, what is direction of current? Anti-clockwise direction. So in this way, current will flow. In this way, current will flow. Okay. So at point W, current will divide like this. Some current flow through diode D4, some current flow through diode D3. Actually, it has to move like this. Okay. So if you see one point that for diode D3, current is entering from anode and leaving at cathode. Current is entering from anode and leaving from cathode. Okay. So current, so the direction of current is from anode to cathode. So from anode to cathode, what is the condition of diode? Forward biased. Since it is forward bias, I can assume it with a short circuit. Okay, so I am short circuiting this. I am short circuiting this, right? So I'm short circuiting this now, right? What is the condition of diode D4 now? What is condition of diode D4 now? For diode D4, current is entering into cathode and leaving from anode. This is anode na? This is anode for a diode. Okay. So current is entering from cathode and leaving at cathode, right? Since current is entering from cathode, leaving to cathode, cathode to anode condition, it is reverse biased. Diode is reverse biased. So I can compare it with a open circuit. So I am open circuiting this. Okay, I am open circuiting this. Since it is open circuited, no current will flow through this diode. This current doesn't flow through diode. Okay, so this current should not be present here. So I am clearing this current. So total current is flowing through diode D3 only, right? So at point Y, again, current will divide like this. Current will divide like this. Okay. So at point Y, if I see here, there's a diode D2. So for diode D2, the same condition occurs. For diode D2, what is happening? Current is entering into cathode and leaving from anode. So again, cathode to anode condition here. Cathode to anode condition here. So what does it mean? It is also reverse biased. So I can open circuit this diode also. So I am open circuiting this diode. I am open circuiting this diode. Since it is open circuited, since diode is open circuited, current should not flow through diode D2. Current should not flow through diode D2. Okay, current should not flow through diode D2. Right? So I am arranging this current now. Therefore, no current will flow through diode D2. All the current which I'll get will move through load resistance RL. See, in the previous condition also, current is flowing through RL like this only. And now also, current is flowing through RL in this direction only. Same direction. Means during both positive and negative half cycles, current is flowing through load in same direction. Therefore, output should be in the same direction. Output should be in the same direction as previous condition. Okay. Here output doesn't change. Right. So now current is flowing through RL like this and current is entering here like this. And is jumping like this and moving and coming to point Z. At point Z, what is happening? Current is dividing like this. Okay, at point Z, current should divide like this. But D4 is open circuited here. Since D4 is open circuited, current should not enter into this path. Therefore, I am erasing this arrow mark. And if we see the condition for D1, current is entering from anode and leaving to cathode. Current is entering from anode and leaving from cathode. Okay. Since current is entering and from anode and leaving from cathode, what does it mean? Anode to cathode condition will be persist here. So the diode D1 is forward biased such that I can assume it with a short circuit. I can assume it with a short circuit. I can assume it with a short circuit. Since it is short circuited, current totally flows in this path. And at point X, it must divide like this from here and to this point. Okay. Since diode D2 is open circuit here, the current should not divide like this. So I am arranging this path. Means the total current will flow like this only. So what is my path here now? What is my path here now? Current is entering like this. Okay. Current is entering like this and moving like this and coming to RL, and through RL it is again coming like this here. It is coming to point Z, and through diode D1 it's coming to point X and it is grounding like this. So this is my closed loop path. This is my closed loop path. Okay. So this is the direction of current. This is the direction of current. Okay. So previously also current is flowing through RL in this direction, and now also current is flowing in this direction. So previously what is the direction of output should be the direction of output now also. ఇంతకు ముందు ఎలాగైతే అవుట్పుట్ డైరెక్షన్ ఉందో ఇప్పుడు కూడా అలాగే ఉంటుంది అవుట్పుట్ యొక్క డైరెక్షన్. సో వాట్ ఈస్ అవుట్పుట్? వోల్టేజ్ అక్రాస్ లోడ్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ RL. So this current I am calling it as IL, load current. IL, load current. Therefore output equal to IL into RL. If you see, the output is in parallel with the input. Yes, now see here, the output is in parallel with the input. Okay. Since it is parallel with the input, output equal to input, but output equal to input, but ఇంతకు ముందు డైరెక్షన్ ఎలాగైతే ఉందో ఇప్పుడు అలాగే ఉంటుంది. ఓకేనండి. సో డ్యూరింగ్ పాజిటివ్ హాఫ్ సైకిల్ అవుట్పుట్ ఎలాగైతే ఉందో ఇప్పుడు కూడా అవుట్పుట్ అలాగే ఉంటుంది, అండ్ దీని యొక్క పీక్ ఎంతైతే ఉన్నదో ఇప్పుడు ఈ పీక్ కూడా అంతే ఉంటుంది. సిన్స్ పాజిటివ్ పీక్ అండ్ నెగటివ్ పీక్ రెండు ఈక్వల్ కాబట్టి సేమ్ ఇప్పుడు కూడా అలాగే ఉంటుంది. హియర్ ఇన్ దిస్ కండిషన్ D1 and D3 are in on condition. D1 and D3 are in on condition. D2 and D4 are in off condition now. So again, if you see, during positive half cycle, again this would be the output, and during negative half cycle, okay, This is the output. So here again, D2 and D4 will be on. D2, D4 will be on. Here D1, D3 will be on. Means if you take any case, only two diodes will be short circuited and two diodes are open circuited. And if you see here, the diodes which are connected in opposite directions, these two diodes are open circuited now. In the previous condition, these two can see here, D1, D3 on means D2, D4 off. The diodes which are off in one condition will be on in another condition. So opposite diodes మీకు ఆన్ ఆఫ్ అవుతాయి అమ్మ. ఇప్పుడు ఈ కండిషన్ ఈ టూ డయోడ్స్ ఆఫ్ అయినాయి. ద ప్రీవియస్ కండిషన్ D1, D3 ఆఫ్ లో ఉంటాయి. ఓకే, ఆర్ యు గెటింగ్ మీ? ఎనీ డౌట్స్?
No, sir.
Okay, so where these circuits are used? ఈ బ్రిడ్జ్ రెక్టిఫైర్స్ ని ఎక్కడ ఉపయోగిస్తాం? 99% of the full wave rectifiers which we use for practical applications are of bridge rectifier type only. Okay, 99% of full wave rectifiers which we use for practical applications are bridge rectifiers only. Okay, so this bridge rectifier circuit is used mainly as a power rectifier circuit. Okay, now a power rectifier circuit for converting AC into AC power to pulsating DC power. Okay, to convert AC to DC, pulsating DC power, we will use this bridge rectifier circuit mostly. And this bridge rectifier system is used in rectifier type AC meters. In rectifier type AC meters, such as AC voltmeter, in which the AC voltage under measurement is first converted into DC and measured with conventional meter. Okay, means intermediate you have seen PMMC, permanent magnet moving coil, permanent magnet moving coil ammeters or voltmeters, or galvanometer you have I think you have seen, right? Permanent magnet moving coil galvanometer I think you have seen in your intermediate. Okay, so permanent magnet moving coil, it is mostly suitable to measure DC currents and voltages only. Okay, it is not suitable to measure AC voltages and currents. PMC instrument is much more suitable to measure DC currents and voltages only, not AC voltages and currents. Okay, why? If I use PMMC for AC measurements, then during positive half cycle, torque will be in positive half cycle, positive direction or clockwise direction, and during negative half cycle, the torque produced will be in anti-clockwise direction. So during positive half cycle, torque is in positive clockwise direction, and during negative half cycle, torque is in anti-clockwise direction. So in AC, the frequency is 50 hertz. Frequency is 50 hertz. So what will happen? 50 hertz means 50 cycles per second. Means per second, the core in a galvanometer will move 50 times in clockwise direction, 50 times in anti-clockwise direction. Since this positive and negative, amplitudes are equal and opposite, they will cancel out each other. So torque in clockwise direction will cancel torque in anti-clockwise direction and vice versa, such that the core doesn't move. The core doesn't move, then I will not get any output voltage. So for AC measurements, PMMC is not suitable. So how I can measure AC voltage and AC current? Means I have to convert, first of all I have to convert AC voltage and currents into DC voltage and currents. Okay, I have to convert AC voltage and currents into DC voltages and currents first of all, right? After that, after converting AC into DC or pulsating DC, okay, that voltage means this voltage I have to give to PMMC to measure. Okay, so what is happening? What is happening here? This is the AC voltage which I have to measure. So I can't directly measure this AC using PMMC galvanometer. Okay, I can't measure using PMMC. This galvanometer I can't measure. So what I have to do? I have to, why? Because PMMC can't measure AC. Why? Because the torque is equal and opposite in both directions, in clockwise and anti-clockwise directions, such that they will cancel out each other. So what will happen? I have to convert this AC into bidirectional voltage and currents into unidirectional currents and voltages. Means I have to convert this into pulsating DC. Pulsating DC. So to convert this pulsating DC, AC pulsating DC, I will use this bridge rectifier. After converting into pulsating DC, I will give this output of this pulsating DC, which bridge rectifier, to PMMC. Okay, to PMMC. Then PMMC will give me some reading. That reading is equal to AC here. Means there will be some mechanism to measure AC. Means there is a mechanism to measure AC in terms of DC. Is a mechanism to measure AC in terms of DC. Okay, likewise I will measure AC voltage there. Okay, are you getting me? If you see this, if you see the output waveforms, if you see these output waveforms, right? The output waveform of a half wave rectifier, full rectifier using two diodes and bridge rectifier are both the same. If you see the output here, the output for pulsate this bridge rectifier and full rectifier using two diodes using center tap transformer are both the same. But the efficiency of transformer is high here. Okay, the efficiency of transformer is high here in bridge rectifier and center tap transformer. So for that reason, I will use this bridge rectifier mostly than center tap transformer. Okay. Any doubts? Any doubts? This is very important, Amma. This is very, very important question. Is it clear for everyone? So tomorrow I will uh, talk about some derivations, analysis of this rectifiers. Okay. In tomorrow's class, we have to analyze this rectifiers in terms of output DC. Means I'm telling you that these are used to convert AC into pulsating DC, and from pulsating DC to pure DC. Okay, pure DC means I can't attain pure DC amount. I can attain at most 99% DC, that's it. 1% of AC component still remains in the DC. No circuit can provide 100% DC output. Okay, there will be some component of AC in output DC also. Okay, so in tomorrow's class, I will talk about some average DC current which I will get at the output of this rectifier, and average DC voltage, okay, and then RMS value of a load current, and output power, input power, rectifier efficiency, ripple factor, the most important one, ripple factor, peak inverse voltage, transformer utilization factor, and voltage regulation. Okay, so these are the concepts which we have to analyze for every rectifier circuit. So these are the 10 concepts. We have to analyze for half wave rectifier, full rectifier using 2 diodes, and also full rectifier using 4 diodes. Okay, so I am stopping this class, and tomorrow we will analyze all these concepts. I'm ending my class.